First time that I'm addressing the who's who of IT in India, and you'll forgive me if I become a little nervous. I've been given 600 seconds, and in 600 seconds I have to convince every member in this audience that the only way we can deliver health care to 80% of the Indian population who do not live in the big cities and metros is through telehealth. And ladies and gentlemen, I certainly intend to make you accept this phenomenon. Why do we require telehealth in this country? 12% of household expenditure on health, according to a very recent survey. Can we switch off some of these lights and people can go to sleep if they want also? No problem. 12% of household expenditure on health, according to a very recent study by Frost and Sullivan, is spent on health care. Health care is much more than spent on dresses and entertainment. 82% of health care in this country is borne directly by you and me. Less than 0.01% of the Indian population have coverage to health insurance. And believe it or not, the leading cause for deaths, we did a study in Madurai, I'm extrapolating it to India, may not be true, but at least in Madurai, the leading cause for deaths in rural India was health. Health expenses in India is less than 1% of the GDP, whereas it is 16% in the United States. In 2001, almost 1,000 crores was spent on healthcare, and according to again Frost and Sullivan, in 5 years from now, the expenditure is going to be a staggering 210,000 crores. With costs are increasing with new technology and increasing options. The technology drive in the private sector has been phenomenal. Today's urban elite consumer is driving the change. As a practicing doctor, I am absolutely sure that India today, at least in the bigger centers, we are not just world class, we are India class. And we are getting people from the rest of the world to come to India for health care. Unfortunately, this is confined to a very, very small percentage of the Indian population. Again, in the next few years, it is not infection which is going to be the primary problem in our country. With the economy booming, unfortunately, physical activity is reducing, lifestyle diseases, diabetes and hypertension are increasing. I would never have believed a World Health Organization report which says that every fourth diabetic in the whole world is going to be in India, and 3 out of 5, 60% of cardiac patients in the whole world is going to be in India in just 3 to 4 years from now. Every year we are diagnosing at least 800,000 new cancer patients, and every day, by the time my talk is over, a couple of patients would have died somewhere in India, either due to a head injury or due to cancer. Having painted a dismal picture, let's look at the brighter side of things. No, before that, I will continue the dismal picture. 620 million people live in rural India. The bed population is much less than the minimum prescribed by the World Health Organization. We need at least 25,000 crores to be spent annually, recurring expenditure, to build 750 hospitals of 250 bed strength each every year. Obviously, this will never ever be possible even in my great grandson's generation. And of course, people like me who love to talk are just unwilling to relocate and work in suburban and rural India, which requires us more. Ladies and gentlemen, at the same time, I believe, and I'll try to show you this in the next few minutes, that ICT, telemedicine, insurance, serving as an outreach to reach the masses is the only solution. We have less than 300 tertiary care hospitals for this huge country of ours. Now let's look at the brighter side of things. I deliberately did not change this slide. I had made this slide in June, 7 months ago, and I was delighted to show that even this slide is actually wrong. I had put a question mark whether India's tele-density in 2007 would be 22%. According to a recent TRAI report, we have already achieved that figure, though only 1 month of 2007 have elapsed. There are more mobile phones in India today than landlines. Internet is penetrating into suburban India. There are at least 30,000 VSATs available in this country, and as per the Government of India and TRAI, in the next 10 years, 80% of India's 600,000 villages are going to be provided with communication network. We are today in a position to leapfrog Villages which have never seen telephones in their lives, which have never seen copper wires in their life, are going to have wireless technology directly. Ladies and gentlemen, we missed the Industrial Revolution. However, today, we don't know what to do with our rice. We don't know what to do with our milk. And most important, I deliberately use the term upheaval. I don't think it's a revolution. The information and communication technology, I refuse to believe that India is a developing country. We certainly are a developed country so far as ICT is concerned. Now let's come to the base facts of life. What is telemedicine? We can define this in several ways. A simple definition would be a method by which a patient can be examined, investigated, monitored and treated. Every word here is important, with the patient and the doctor physically located in different places. In other words, it is the expertise which is being transferred, not the expert or the patient. Modern diagnosis obviously depends on images, and therefore any telemedicine system should have excellent image acquisition, image storage, display, processing and transmission. As one management guru said several years ago, geography has become history and distance has become meaningless. I could have given this talk from the comfort of my house instead of physically coming here. India today is making progress by leaps and bounds so far as telemedicine is concerned. We must understand that out of the 193 countries in this world, less than 10% have telemedicine set up. And today, India has at least 210 telemedicine units in suburban and rural India, 15 in tertiary care hospitals. I am delighted that the Government of India is looking upon telemedicine as a thrust area. The Planning Commission has formed a working group subcommittee. We have a national task force on telemedicine, a National Institute of Telemedicine. Very few in the whole world is going to be formally commissioned in a few months from now at Lucknow. And of course, recently, the Telemedicine Society of India was formed. We got into this in the Jurassic Park era because I think the 20th century is really Jurassic Park so far as IT is concerned. As early as 1999, we decided that we are going to form a foundation, a not-for-profit foundation called the Apollo Telemedicine Networking Foundation. At that point of time, our mission was to take modern healthcare to remote areas using technology.